Well, Canada's mayors are in Ottawa for their annual conference this week, and one of those mayors had a private sit-down with Prime Minister Mark Carney today to discuss her city's priorities. And as luck would have it, she's here. I'm joined now by Toronto Mayor Olivia Chow. Mayor Chow, it's good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Hello there.
What can you tell us about the focus of your conversation with the Prime Minister? I'm sure you're not going to spill all of the beans, but have you make any progress on big issues such as housing, for instance?
Absolutely. Build now. Don't wait and make life affordable. We really seriously have a housing crisis. People can't afford rent. They're facing evictions. People can't buy a house. Young people can't start a family. You've heard all that. And the city is where the buck stops, right? We have, and I was saying that to the Prime Minister, we have at least 20,000 units of housing shovel ready. We said to them, we are ready to accept your development charges. We just need some support from the federal government on the infrastructure fund, because we still have to pave your roads, do the sewage, and all of the things that make the housing possible, parks and community center. And that's where we need support.
Okay, but a lot of this is offsetting a reduction in development costs revenue. Was
That's right.
Housing Accelerator Fund and other things like this were supposed to do that. Are you now looking for something beyond that? Because I think we have a pretty good sense of what the problems are. It's just what are the immediate next steps to see some change?
Well, I really appreciate the Prime Minister wanting to build 500,000 homes, which is bold, ambitious, and doing a public builder model. But that takes a bit of time to ramp up.
A lot of the solutions on the table are medium to long term, it seems, in terms of restructuring the market.
Our solution is immediate. Because last November, the City of Toronto started a program where we exempt development charges for home builders. And 77 developers came in and said, we'll do it, we're ready. We said 20% of them needs to be affordable, because it's you need both. You need supply, you also need affordability. And they say, yep, ready, but we need some help. Little Toronto was only able to do 8,000 homes, but left on the table many, many more thousands. So my pitch to the Prime Minister is saying that while you ramp up, immediately we can get shovel in the ground if you help us in building some public transit. We need LRTs. We need our subways needs to be in good repair because it's service reduction, disruption, etc.
These are multi-year projects, right? Like, you're not going to get an LRT done overnight. I mean,
no, but we can start.
What money you need to get these 77,000 units going? There's not going to be a budget until this fall. I mean, what commitments did you get today to jolt this thing?
Well, consideration where they could reprofile, because the transit money is already in the budget. Right? The question is whether that budget can be reprofiled so that it can be pushed forward a lot faster.
Okay.
We are in the middle of a complete rebuilding. We have to build Canada. And so a lot of the mayors are saying, we can't wait, we're ready, let's do it, let's go ahead. But we need the support now. And I think with all the mayors in town, there's a lot of creativity, a lot of willingness to partner. And that's what I'm seeing, because with public transit, greenhouse gas reduction, and also create huge number of jobs.
Okay, so there's existing infrastructure money in the current fiscal framework, to get a bit wonky on it, that is supposed to go to certain things that you're saying, let's move it from this pot to the other pot so we can get things going on your particular housing initiative.
Or
right?
Pay, because normally it's 1/3 from the municipalities. Pay our share.
Okay.
So they pay 2/3. The province pays the other 1/3. We'll take that 1/3 and then use it to exempt the development.
So the feds
charges.
will pay 2/3 of this.
That's right.
Essentially
There's many ways.
Why do the provinces keep getting off the hook? Like Doug Ford could change development and zoning rules right across the province of Ontario, but he won't do fourplexes as a right. Like the federal government has to step in on something that is municipal and provincial jurisdiction. I mean, why do you think it is that the federal government always has to do this? Is it just their buying power?
It's a Team Canada approach. The federal government has AAA credit rating. Our little
Right.
poor Toronto only have AA plus. It's gone up.
No,
It's
and that
good, it's
matters.
good.
That's a couple of percentage points.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
your
yeah.
debt,
Well,
right?
First time in 20 years, our credit rating went up, okay, which is a good thing. But it matters that they can do more than we can in terms of federal government because
Sure.
they're much bigger. So a lot of provinces, their credit rating is, it's a bit, they carry big debt too. So I think there is a willingness to really invest in infrastructure, because if we don't build our city, our Canada, it's we're going to be left behind.
So did you get a yes today from Mark Carney? I mean, Minister Champagne was just here. I know you were meeting with him. I think you drove over here together. Feels like good one-on-one time to lobby them.
Yes,
I mean, did you get a yes?
And I also met with the Minister of Housing and Infrastructure. So
Right.
a lot of smiles and a lot of nodding of heads. I don't know whether
Did you
it's
get a lot of-
definite.
okay.
We'll see. Like, I can't, you just go and present an idea. You don't immediately just get it. I'm just, what I've noticed is the willingness to be creative, the willingness to move ahead, be bold, be ambitious, be enthusiastic, and be positive, because that's the energy, that's the optimism we need right now.
Okay, just as a final point, Mayor Chow, I want to get a sense of what you think, where you want the housing market to be in Toronto. Because Gregor Robertson has said it's not about driving down the price of existing homes. It's about cutting costs going into new developments through the GST cut and development fees going down to make new homes more affordable while driving up wages. But, in the GTA in particular, the price to income ratio in housing 20 years ago was about 4 to 5 years of an annual salary to get the price of a home. Now it's like 12, 13, 14 years of an annual. What is the target here? Like at the end of this great build initiative that the country seems intent on embarking on, where does that price to income ratio need to be? Because, young people just can't afford to buy in your city unless they have intergenerational wealth transfers of some sort,
Yep.
What does that need to be and by when?
We are paying for the mistakes in the mid-90s, where the federal government and then the provincial government walked away from building housing. Well, housing that's not our business, right? Not the government business. In the 70s, 80s, 90s, we had very healthy development where we were building housing together. So you have 20 plus years of mistakes.
But does it take 20 years to undo it, or is it 10? Is it 5?
It just takes a lot of boldness, a lot of ambition. I won't get into the debate as what should be the price up and down. What I do know is that building housing is everybody's business, including every levels of government. I just need to stop pointing at fingers and just all hands on deck. Let's do it together. Take the Team Canada approach. Never let a minor crisis that we're facing from down south, where it's always going to be uncertain. But let us take this uncertainty and build housing together.
Okay.
All forms of housing, especially affordable housing.
No, I understood that you've got to get that segment targeted. Well, Toronto Mayor Olivia Chow, if you get certainty from the federal government on yes or no, please let us know and we'll have you back. We appreciate you coming in today. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.